Okay, so I had to pause this video because the render took about 2 minutes and 44 seconds. You can see now that the sun node that we assigned for our scene is pretty much like, it looks like it's angled straight down, so it's kind of probably midday in our scene. We can actually change the angle if we wanted to, but if we go back to our viewport, you can see that I have installed some Venetian blinds, some blinds up here on the skylight. So that's why we get this kind of atmospheric effect on the sofa. If you want to go and open the viewport, if you want to see what you rendered last, you should just open the viewport, because if you click on the render button, it will start a new rendering. So let's click on this button first, which is open render view, and look at this image. We want to press 1 to 1, so it's exactly the size that we are exporting. So it's 1 to 1 on the screen size, and we want to save this image in our project directory. Let's go to desktop, and in my living space, this is my project. I'm going to go to images, and I'm going to save this as a JPEG. I'm going to call it rendering 01 and save. For the presentation for week 11, there should be at least 6 renderings. That's like the minimum required. You have to basically frame. This is very like, this scene is not complete, so I'm just showing a couple of ideas of how to frame your objects. You should be presenting the whole space, and then close-ups on your furniture. Now, the sunlight that we assigned in this scene is this node. I click on it and click F so we can frame it. So you can see it's probably like midday. The angle is straight down. If you want to change the angle, you can actually rotate this node. So the more angle you add, the more evening light you're gonna get. So let's angle it towards, let's give it this 130-degree angle, and let's go back to the same area and re-render. So go bookmark, let's go angle 01, and this time I'm going to open the render view, and instead of waiting for a whole render, I'm going to try only a region. So I'm just going to click and drag, and I have this red box. If I don't like that, I can redraw it. So you can draw it as many times as you want, as long as you are selecting a small region. And just click on this render button here, which has the red outline, and Maya will render only in this box. Now you can see it's quite darker because we don't have that many openings. It's good to have like more skylights or more windows, and it's not really getting too much light here. Let me go back to my view. I can move this if it's not going to change. It's not going to affect the scene if you move this. Let's go ahead and aim it a little bit better and go to bookmark angle 1. You noticed also that in the render view that the floor is quite reflective. If we want to decrease the reflectivity on the floor, we should select the floor and go to the attribute editor, Control A, and try to find the material of the floor material, which is Fong1. I never named it. It's not a great idea, so I have to name this. Let's make it floor. I can say hardwood floor. and go all the way down to the reflectivity. This is quite high. We can take it down to 0.1. We can even make it a little bit blurrier. So you can see here the highlight, the specular highlight is a little bit blurrier. So we're taking down the reflection dramatically and going to angle 1 and render again a little region. So that's how you're going to run your tests, by assigning the sun system and then trying to do some test render. And also the materials are very important in the scene. You have to always tweak the settings. So this is again very dark, so we need to, let's hit escape. It's not giving us the problem is, like, whenever you rotate the sun, this sun node, the strength, the intensity goes down, and we can't really do much about it now because it's a default setting. So let me take it back to let me just hide these this ceiling, because ideally I would have to add more windows and also more skylights here to get like a lot of light inside my scene. But let me show you how it is if we didn't have the ceiling, and re-render that. So if you don't get too much light in your scene, and it would be nice to rotate it and maybe bring it to the point that you get enough light, and also maybe open more skylights, or just make the windows more transparent. This could like save you more time instead of like just adding more lights in the scene, which we don't have time to do anyways in this particular class. So this is what we're getting, and basically the floor, it has a very dark color. That was what the material that was the material that was assigned, was like exactly that, that had exactly this kind of color. So I'm gonna pause it here, and in the next video I'm going to show you how to add materials in the scene.